If you are watching my videos and you came here thinking I was gonna bash my major and talk negatively about it, no, it's not why I'm here. What's up guys? If you're new here, my name is alexajewel and I just graduated from the University of Florida with a Bachelor of Design and a major in architecture. If you've been subscribed to me for a little bit, you probably already know that I used to make a bunch of Week in the Life of an Architecture Student, and I actually got to meet a handful of you guys during my undergrad, which was crazy. I had kind of hinted towards this in one of my last weekly vlogs. I wanted to make an official video talking about why I'm actually not going to go into architecture grad school. So let's throw back to baby me. When somebody asked me what I wanted to be when I grew up, it was architect. I just grew up having my dad draw buildings of houses to me like right before I would go to bed every single day. I knew I wanted to be creative in my career. For about all of my life, I was like, this is it. I'm going to be an architect. This is what I want to do. That's what I chose to major in. A small part of me did want to go to film school, but choosing architecture would mean a little bit more of a stable career. That's what I did. Chose to go to UF and moved my whole life to Gainesville and fell in love. Like my first 2 years, that was like my identity. I majored in architecture. I really loved getting to have these crazy assignments that stretched your brain creatively, and I didn't have to memorize chemistry formulas. Truly, like looking back on that, I would not have chosen any other major. There's nothing else I would have wanted to do in college. I would say that the shift for me kind of happened in upper division. If you haven't watched my Should I Major in Architecture video? UF has two parts of their undergrad program. So it's lower division and then upper division. Lower division is very much focused on like the artsy side where they're just trying to teach you what space is. Then in upper division, it kind of goes into more like floor plans and a little taste of the things you would do at a firm. My junior spring, I couldn't decide if it was like normal architecture burnout or if I was actually losing the passion for it. It really like something clicked in my brain and I was not having a good time anymore. I've been working all day, like for the past 2 weeks, like all day, staying up so late. No matter how many times you think you're gonna finish early, your task is just gonna take like 5 extra hours. Really truly like affected the ways that I would work. I didn't ever want to go to studio. I didn't want to finish floor plans. It's harder for me to finish something if I'm not fully in it. And that is kind of what it turned into. I kind of beat myself up for it because I was just like, wow, my whole life plan was this. I was gonna get my undergrad in architecture, was gonna go move to a big city immediately in post-grad and go work at a firm and just like climb this corporate ladder for the rest of my life. I had worked at a firm for 2 summers. It was exciting, it was fun. I think when I really sat down with myself during my junior year, I was like, is that what I envision myself doing for the rest of my life? I say all this now and sound like pretty set about how I'm never gonna jump back into this world, but you never know. Like I have no idea what the Lord has for my life. I just know that right now, taking a break from this world of design in this capacity is what my next step is. Taking 4 years of your life and pouring yourself into this really intensive, crazy major, that's a really big deal. Architecture as a degree is such a versatile major. It teaches you about buildings and code and like how to design space in general, but it also stretches your mind in ways that another major would not have. So I have so many things, and I could totally film another video talking about how I'm going to use parts of my degree and how I have been using it in so many different aspects of my life. So it was not a waste and I don't regret a thing. I have so many friends who are going on different life paths. Like some people are going right into grad school, some people are just going into the workforce. I have a friend who's gonna go become a park ranger for a year or who knows how long. I highly recommend trying out architecture if you have a creative mind and you want to stretch it and like learn how you can use it in a career. It's practical art. That's what architecture is to me. I have no bad blood with my school, my major. This is where I felt led to. Speaking of what I'm up to, I have been so blessed to have lived such a great college experience and developed a really good foundation and community where I am, and have decided to stay put for a second, really just figure it out, like be a post-grad. I started a wedding videography business in undergrad. It has brought me so much joy. It's 3:40 a.m. I am about to hop onto my FaceTime call. I have never been more nervous and excited for something in my entire life. Good morning, today is wedding day. I'm pretty much fully booked for my whole senior year. This is how I'm gonna conquer being a full-time architecture major and also working a full-time job, owning my little business. That's what this video is about. This, for right now, is what I feel like the Lord is calling me into. If you would be interested in such a thing, I could make a completely different video answering a bunch of like commonly asked questions that I've gotten before. How do you start a business? What is even wedding videography? And what does that entail? Things like that. I think it would be really fun. This YouTube channel was a huge part of me discovering this little side job of mine. At this point in my college career, freshman me would think that right now I would be moving all the way to Atlanta, starting a whole new life. But clearly is not the case. I was just living my life and then I kind of ran right into it. Crazy how God does that to you sometimes. I'm very excited to vlog about it and just like share more about what it is actually like starting a business, because I have so many friends that I have seen like become so successful, and so many people on social platforms who are thriving, and like the other side of the totem pole where it's like me and I'm like what am I? I would love to be a friend to like anyone who is in the same boat and is like a creative and who's trying to start photography or videography or just anything on the freelance side, because your girl is also figuring it out. I really don't think there's enough out there that talks about the actual struggle of like doing this on your own, especially if you don't have very many like friends around you who are starting post-grad in this way. Let's take it back. Let's take it back to March of 2021. Picture this, it's me on my bedroom floor in my college home. The box for my skateboard trucks sitting in front of me, and my laptop, and a blanket behind me. I jumped into this really big group interview for a dream firm of mine, was like, yes, I'm gonna work this job this summer, this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna be an intern for the 3rd time and I'm gonna live it up. God was like, no. About a month goes by and I remember kind of getting the news that I was not chosen to get another interview for this job. So I was like, wow, a lot of things in my life were starting to feel like they were crumbling. So many. Backstory on the backstory. There was a friend of mine who was getting married. She had posted on her story, help, is there anyone who knows any wedding videographers? I really am in need of one. And my friend like slid it to me in the DMs, and I was like, no. I was like, why would I do that? I don't want to film someone's special day. That's really scary. So I go to this coffee shop. Literally the day after I find out I did not get a second interview, I see said girl from DMs, from Instagram, walk into this coffee shop, and it was like a 5-minute experience where I didn't even speak to her. I just sat there staring out the window and I was like, what are the odds? Immediately went home, slid into her DMs and was like, do you still need a wedding videographer? And she said yes. That was probably one of the hardest semesters of my college career. There was no second to think about anything else but our major. I was already barely sleeping. I took a whole week where I just stayed up like all night and I watched How Do You Film a Wedding? And I watched probably all of these. It's like the work that I actually want to do. And here I am at 3:40 in the morning, still loving what I'm doing. So while that was happening, I picked up my camera more. If anyone said the word photo shoot or grad shoot, I was like, me, I'll take your photos. And I just did so many grad shoots, learned more about photography at the time so that I could get equipment that I needed to produce a whole wedding film. So just have 1 camera body, 3 lenses. That is all I'm working with, and I have a lot of batteries. It is the day before both weddings, just ready to conquer the day. So here we go. We're gonna go head to Orlando. I am so excited. It is day 2 of a wedding weekend. So grateful that this is even a thing that can happen. A whole summer has passed us. I just bought myself a domain. Draft a contract for my meeting tomorrow. It's been really busy, productive past few days, and it will continue to. I did the math and it takes 4 full days of 8 hours. I really do get very exhausted. Community and just sweet rest has taken care of that, and burnout is real and you don't have to do everything to prove yourself that you're worth it. I'm not sure if I would recommend this lifestyle to anyone, but I'm here as a living, walking example to you that it is possible. Studying architecture, and I'm actually currently abroad. I rented cameras for the first time and I am living my dreams with this Fujifilm. It's drone test to get drone certified so I can have my pilot's license before I commercially fly drones for weddings. I passed! Yes! It is time to step up my equipment game. My first week of like fully just working on videos. I graduated last weekend and I have a wedding in 2 days. So my friend Dahan is here and she's actually outside. How are you feeling, Dahan?
So excited.
Yay!
But nervous. It's a healthy mixture of both.
My bag is packed. except for snacks. And here I am now. So my little piece of advice, work hard and stay faithful to what you're in. You are going to end up where you need to be. It's all about working with what you have and doing your absolute best, like one task at a time, one project at a time. The wedding business is so cool because you do one wedding and you make so many connections. I personally am a follower of Jesus, so a lot of my life is lived by stepping out in faith and in constant relationship with him. For all my Christian friends out there, there is a book called A Holy Pursuit written by Diane Jago. It is an incredible book for anyone who is lost or figuring out if you should chase after a dream of yours or not. So if this video interested you, or if you want to see more about what life as a wedding videographer looks like, hit that subscribe button. And all of my architecture friends out there, truly thank you for the support. I'm very excited to have so much free time to explore the world of filming and having time to do what I know I love. I hope you'll stick with me. That's all I got for you today. Love you guys endlessly, and I will see you in my next video.